giving infinite glory, honor, and praises, majesty, might, wisdom, blessings, and thanksgiving unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harukakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well as peace and blessings to the hopeful and faithful elect across the four winds, bringing out this truth in sincerity and in charity to the best of their ability. Shalom, Akim. Shalom, and shalom to you, few Akwa. Our lesson is our Father's business. Our Father's business is what the lesson will entail. Also, I want to bring out those three lyrics. One being fear Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Number two, do not take the charagma. Don't take the charagma. Number three, what will happen if you do take the charagma, which is thermonuclear fire. Let's go to Mark 14, chapter and 49th verse. It's written in red, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking. I was daily with you in the temple teaching, and ye took me not. But the scriptures must be fulfilled. I want to focus on that word daily. Here's the transliteration of the word daily.
Strong's G 2250, Hemera. Hemera.
Hemera. And the outline of biblical usage says the day, used of the natural day, or the interval between sunrise and sunset as distinguished from and contrasted with the night. In the daytime, metaphor, the day is regarded as the time for abstaining from indulgence, vice, crime, because acts of the sort are perpetuated at night and in darkness. Of the civil day or the space of 24 hours, thus including the night. Eastern usage of this term differs from our Western usage. Any part of the day is counted as a whole day, hence the expression 3 days and 3 nights does not mean literally 3 whole days, but at least 1 whole day plus part of 2 other days. Of the last day of this present age, the day Hamashiach will return from heaven, raise the dead, hold the final judgment, and perfect his kingdom. Used of time in general, i.e. the days of his life. The days of our lives, Akim and Yufu Akwa, which are to be used in taking care of our Father's business. The days of our lives, which we are to use taking care of our Father's business daily, until such time as Yahweh Shai HaMashiach cracked those clouds and comes back for us, until the scriptures are fulfilled. Let's look at Acts 5 and 42. Acts 5th chapter and 42nd verse. And daily in the temple and in every house they cease not to teach and preach Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And daily in the temple and in every house they cease not to teach and preach Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, pursuant to exactly how we are to conduct ourselves with these epistles over these different platforms, as well as on the highways and the hedges. Salaki, bringing out the truth in sincerity and in charity to the best of our ability. Let's look at Luke 19 and 47. Luke 19 and 47 says, and he taught daily in the temple, but the chief priest and the scribes and the chief of the people sought to destroy him. And who did they seek to destroy? They sought to destroy Yahweh Shai for bringing the good news, for bringing life. All who believe on Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that is what is promised to them, life and life more abundantly. But I just simply want you to focus on daily. And he taught daily in the temple. No days off. That's being instant in season as well as out of season. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get it. In That's 2 Timothy 4 and 2. Go ahead and grab it for you. 2 Timothy 4th chapter, 2nd verse. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Long suffering. Being patient, which patience goes into suffering. But long suffering, not being irritated by people, by your brothers, but long suffering, having patience to deal with them, finding out how to get through to the people, so to speak. And you do this daily. Let's look at Acts 6 and 2. Then the 12 called the multitude of the disciples unto them and said, it is not reason that we should leave the word of Yahweh and serve tables. They see what it is. They understand that they are to be about their Father's business. Serving tables, meaning going about your way, carrying on in the flesh, doing what you want to do, doing what others want you to do as it pertains to living in this world, living in this society, being conformed to this world and this society is not, it has no place with Yahweh Shai. That's why it says in the middle passage, it is not reason that we should leave the word of Yahweh. And as we know, this word is about reason. Not about folly, not about cunningly devised fables, not about being ignorant of Esau's devices, but about reason. And that reason goes into sound doctrine, and we get that sound doctrine from Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who comes in the volume of the book. Let's look at Matthew 26 and 55. This is Matthew 26 chapter. And the 55th verse. And in that same hour said Yahweh Shai to the multitudes, are ye come out against, or Salakia, in that same hour said Yahweh Shai to the multitudes, are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you, teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. And once again, here's that word daily that continues to come out, that continues to push forward to let us all know in what manner, in which way we should conduct ourselves in our everyday walk of life. To be spiritual minded and not carnal minded. But to understand that we are to be about our Father's business. A scripture that backs that up is Matthew 10 and 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication. Salakia. That's John 10 and 22. Matthew 10 and 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Enduring all persecution, all trials, all tribulations, no matter what level they may be on, whether it's on a governmental level, whether it's on a financial level, whether it's on a family level, whether it's on a friend level, who you had a friend in the world. It don't matter what level it is, emotional level, enduring to the end. And those who do that shall be saved. And it's telling you right here, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. And it's written in red right here, letting you know that this is Yahushua speaking himself. But because you're doing this, in the latter part it says, to the end shall be saved. And when it says shall, that's a promise. Promising you that if you continue to press forward and be about our Father's business, what's to come. Looking for those things that are far off. Looking for those new heavens and the new earth. Let's look at Luke 2:39 through 49 to get the prime example. Luke 2nd chapter, 39 through 49 verse. I'm just going to go ahead and read all the way through. Luke 2 and 39 says, and when they had performed all things according to the law of the Lord, they returned into Galilee to their own city, Nazareth. And the child grew and waxed strong in the spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of Yahweh was upon him. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Yahushua tarried behind in Jerusalem. And Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, written in red, Yahushua speaking, how is it that ye sought me? Wish ye not that I must be about my Father's business? Wish ye not that I must be about my Father's business? That is key. That is prime. That's what stands above all, to be about our Father's business. That's why we are here. Long suffering, patience, which is also suffering, that's a part of being about your Father's business. This is what we've been called to do. This is what the elect, the hopeful elect, Abarat I am of that number, as well as you listening in, be about our Father's business. That's what we're here for. Let's go to Matthew 12:46 through 50. The Matthew 12 chapter. (46) through the 50th verse. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Yahushua speaking, this is written as read as well, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Yahushua HaMashiach's brothers, sisters, and mothers, and friends are those who are willing to do the will of Yahweh, which is our Father, which is meaning to say, be about our Father's business. Let's look at Mark 3:35. For whosoever shall do the will of Yahweh, the same is my brother and my sister and mother. Simply put, turning away from the wares of this world, putting off flesh, cleaving unto that which is good, that which is true, that which is pure. That's being about our Father's business. That is a few ways of being about our Father's business. Not being deceitful, not lying, not being full of hearsays, not being covetous, not being adulterers, idolaters, murderers, putting off the old man. Let's look at 1 Corinthians 9:24 and 25. More ways in which we are being about our Father's business. Because when it boils down to it, that's all that really matters. 1 Corinthians 9:24 says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. What's this prize that's being spoken of? The new earth and the new heaven, ultimately crown, which comes with immortality. It says in verse 25, 1 Corinthians 9:25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, which is those here on the earth, 6 figures, millionaires, ball players, football, basketball, baseball, etc., lawyers, doctors, nurses. I got 6-bedroom house. I got the boat in the back. I got the pool out back. I got pension plans laid up for the children. I got summer home in Florida. This is the corruptible crown that they're doing it for. In the latter stages of part of 1 Corinthians 9:24, it says, but we an incorruptible crown, which is everlasting life, which is immortality, which is the opportunity to rule with Yahweh Yahushua. That's what we're looking for. That's why we continually to be about our Father's business. That is what matters. Nothing else matters here. Everything else here is vanity. What you would simply say, a fleeting moment in time. And you know it's time because here on earth, that's what's being dealt with. But Yahweh Yahushua, time doesn't even exist. What is that? Think spiritually. Think outside the box. Let's look at Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. Just letting you know right here, these things that are sought out across this world, the 8 wonders, and everything else that comes with it, the vacations in the Key West, the plane trips to Sweden, the flights to the Aspen Mountains, to swoosh down the blue slopes. Those are the things that will be destroyed. Those are the things that will perish right along with the 2/3 and the heathen. That's not what you want. It says in the middle passage, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. Come out of her, my people. Lean not into your own understanding. Draw nigh to Yahweh while Yahweh Shai while you can, and be about our Father's business, and live. Second Timothy 2:5. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. Strive for the masteries, so that you can be crowned, Akim and Yufu Akwa. Putting off the weak nature of the old man, not thinking carnally, but thinking spiritually. Worshiping Yahweh while Yahweh Shai in spirit and in truth. Doing it to the best of your ability. Before you came into the knowledge of the truth, you did everything that was possible to bring pleasure unto yourselves and to please Esau. So how much more Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, who is offering eternal crown and an incorruptible body, immortality. Let's look at Matthew 5:48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect, which goes into being about our Father's business. We want to be just like Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. We want to be perfect, just like He is. And not saying that that will ever happen here in this place, but we are to strive to do so with every fiber of our being, blood, sweat, and tears. That's what we are to do. Until it is time for us to go, until He calls us home. Let's look at Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. Transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let's look at that word renewing. Here's the transliteration.
Strong's G 342. Anakainosis. Anakainosis.
Nikainosis. And it says here in the outline of biblical usage, a renewal, a renovation, complete change for the better. A complete change for the better. A complete change for the better, Akim. It's kind of sort of like when you're in the world, or when you was in the world, and you wanted to kick some of those bad habits. Maybe the new year rolled around, you know, you wanted to start exercising, or maybe you wanted to, kick a bad habit like smoking or something, and you did a complete turnaround. Maybe Esau said they was gonna throw you in, put you in jail and throw away the key or something like that, and you did a complete turnaround. You did what is called a 360 degrees. 360 degrees is pursuant to angles, 360 different angles in which you should look at things. And that's simply being carnal. How much more when you look at it from a spiritual aspect? With man, things are impossible. With Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, everything is possible. And so when you think on a spiritual level, it's more than 360 degrees. It says, now that you've done away with the world, you should seek Yahweh while Yahweh Shai 10 times more. Let's get it. This is the book of Baruch, 4 and 28, it says, for as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. And that's what we're doing when we are continually striving for the masteries. When we're looking to get that crown, we're looking to be about our Father's business daily. Just like Yahweh Shai HaMashiach was doing when he walked the earth. That is, as it says in Romans 12 and 2 in the latter passage, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. Let's look at James 1 and 22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. Not only listening with intent, but applying what you've heard and making it a part of your daily walk. Being better than you ever were before. If you thought you tried before, try 10 times harder. Lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Yahweh Yahushua, and he will direct your path. That is what we are called to do. That is a part of being about our Father's business, hearkening unto the word of Yahweh Yahushua through his darling son Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who comes in the volume of the book. Let's look at Matthew, the 10th chapter, starting with the first verse. I'm going to skip down a little bit all the way to the 5th, but I'm going to go to the 8th. And it says, and when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Now hop down to the 5th verse. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yasharallah. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely you have received, freely give. Salaki Akami Fiwagwa. And that's what we've been called to do. We have received of this gift, and we are to give freely, just as we receive freely. This knowledge, this wisdom, this truth, and this understanding to all those who are able to take it. Bidding those to the marriage who are worthy. But also bringing it out to those, because it's whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. Basically, waiting on Yahweh Yahushua to tell us what needs to be done. And we going forth and doing it. That's a part of being about our Father's business. Let's look at Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Verse 3 says, Salaki, verse 2 says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It will not tarry, Akim. Those things that are to come upon the earth are on its way. And if you're not worshiping Yahweh Yahushua in spirit and in truth, then you will be susceptible to what is to come. Famine, plagues, pestilences, destruction. John 4:24 says, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And this is part of being about our Father's business as well. Finding that balance in your life, in your daily activities. Not giving all your attention to worldly things, but finding that balance so that you can bring glory and honor to Yahweh Yahweh's kingdom. Let's look at Luke 4:18. The Spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Blinded by what? The ignorances, blisses, fables, cunningly devised of this world. Taking you out of darkness and bringing you into Yahweh Yahweh's marvelous light. That is what we have been called to do, Akim and Yufuagwa. That is being about our Father's business. Let's look at Isaiah 61:2. To proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. The poor people of this world are mourning. The poor people of this world are Israelites. We have nothing. We continue to have our oppressors afflict us more and more daily. Continue to hold us captive and not let us go. Continue to place their foots on our neck and hold our heads underwater so we can't breathe. Wanting to drown us out. Wanting to get rid of us. It lets you know that in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, I believe it's the 4th verse. They have said, Psalms 83:4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharallah may be no more in remembrance. So we're here so that this does not happen. We're here to bring out the acceptable year of Yahweh Yahweh, to bring back into remembrance those things. It says in Romans 15:4, things that are written. Salaki, Romans 15:4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience, which is suffering, and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Hope that Yahweh Shah will crack those clouds and come back and save us, Akim, and get us out of this bondage, get us out of this captivity, take us away from our distresses and all the afflictions that we suffer on a daily basis. That's why we should be so much more diligent and daily bring out scriptures and daily be in season and out of season, bidding those who are worthy unto the marriage, as well as trying to tell the 2/3, even though we are stiff-necked people, to come out of her, my people, to turn away from that which we are doing, the wrong that we're doing, to have patience with them, to have long suffering towards the plight that they find themselves in, like Yahweh Shai Hamashiach is doing with us. He pities us. It's only through Yahweh Shai Hamashiach's bloodstained eyes that he counts us worthy in the first place. Let's look at 2 Peter 3:11. Second Peter 3:11 says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Letting you know right there, a next breath is not promised to us, Akim and Yufuagwa. We very well could get up from where we're sitting, or try to hop in our car. A stray bullet could hit us. We could just stop breathing. Our heart could just collapse. While Yahweh Shai could kill us over, he could snuff out our candle anytime he gets ready. And not just that, but the things of this world are temporal. That means they're temporary. It's only for a minute. Just like the afflictions that we suffer. They are light afflictions, and they're but for a moment. We should take them because of what we've done, because of all the wrong that we've done. And now being brought back, we know that we have a price to pay. And knowing that we have a price to pay, we should do all that we can to pay it back times 10 and then some. Because Yahweh Shai didn't have to call us back. He didn't have to choose us. He didn't have to call us out of darkness and bring us into his marvelous light. He could have said, forget them. I'm going to go do something else. But because of his mercy, because of his tenderness, because of his grace, because of his meekness, because of his agape love that he has for us, he allowing us an opportunity to be about his business, to be about our Father's business, so that we may have life and have it more abundantly. We're going to go to 1 Peter 1:15. It says, but as he which have called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation. And the way in which to be holy in all manner of conversation is to put off conversation that is vain. And have conversation spiritually about things that are going on in the world, about the famines that are coming, the plagues that are drawing nigh, the gas prices that are leaping off the pages, the shortages of food everywhere, the wars and rumors of wars that continually be pushed forward, the charagma that's continually being put up in your face and you're not even realizing it. They're not even hiding it anymore. They putting it in plain view. Matthew 7:13 says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Calling you Akim and Yefu Agwa to come out of her, my people. Calling you to examine yourselves. Put yourselves under a fine-tooth microscope, and that which is not of Yahweh Shai, to do away with it. So that you will be able to enter in at the straight gate. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate. That's the only way that you will enter in. It says, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. All other ways lead to destruction. If you're not willing to be about our Father's business, then what you're willing to be is led to destruction. Matthew 7:14 says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. You want to be led unto life, Akim and Yefu Agwa. Not destruction, not your demise, not death, not thermonuclear fire. Lord knows I don't want to be here when that glittering sword touched down. And if you look deep inside yourself and reason, not reason as of this world reasons, because this world is full of folly. This world is full of deceit. This place you're in, Babylon, it's called confusion. Confusion has nothing to do with reason. But if you would really reason inside yourselves, you would know and say to yourselves and be honest to yourselves and say, you don't want that glittering sword to touch down and you still be here when it does. With that, I hope this lesson has been edifying to you, Akim and Yafu Akwab. I want to say keep pushing. Keep pushing. We're almost out of here. Abal Babal, Aquam Yashrala. I want to give infinite glory, honor, and praises, majesty, might, wisdom, blessings, and thanksgiving unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harukakodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings to your hopeful and faithful elect across the four winds, bringing out this truth in sincerity and in charity to the best of your ability. Shalom, Akim. Shalom.